I'm standing in a beautiful yard, and I am here with Logan from Collier Arbor Care, which is a division of Bartlett. And Logan, we're going to be talking about, this time of year is great to look at trees. So let's talk about what we should be looking for and how we can identify things bad before they happen.
Mm-hmm. So this time of year, we're primarily looking for disease pathogens. So most trees do get hit year after year with diseases. And the insects aren't really a primary concern right now because they're mostly overwintering as eggs, and it's not hot enough for them to be active.
Well, I know that we have talked before about a thing that you call the triangle, and I always forget parts of it, so I'm going to depend on you.
Yep.
Tell me about that triangle and why we need to think about that.
So there's 3 parts to the triangle. So we first need a pathogen and a susceptible host and a suitable environment for that pathogen to infect that host.
So dumb it down for me a little bit. How would I understand that if I were just an average gardener out in my yard right now?
So for instance, for talking about the hosts, we first need a host that can be affected by a disease. So the ginkgo, which is actually a prehistoric tree, all of its diseases have died off, long ago. So there's no diseases left to infect that tree. And then the pathogen, typically most pathogens are fungal spores or bacteria or virus, and the spores are in the air, and they can travel substantial distances. And then for the suitable environment, most diseases do require a fairly wet, humid environment in order to infect.
The Northeast. I mean the Northwest here.
Our spring. Yeah.
It's so true. So now behind us are a couple of cornus, beautiful dogwood trees, and these are the ones that are supposed to be, kind of immune to stuff.
Yeah.
Tell me about them, and what is the word that they use for them, and what does that really mean to a gardener?
Well, the Kusa dogwoods are resistant to the dogwood anthracnose because they have evolved with it, for their whole life cycle of thousands of years. So resistant means that it's unlikely to be infected, but it still can be infected.
Sure. So it gives it like a vitamin punch to a baby that's young. There's a
Exactly.
little extra strength there, but it doesn't mean it can't get it.
Yeah. So if these trees were heavily stressed, it wouldn't be surprising to find dogwood anthracnose on these.
But in a normal, healthy garden, everything is equal. Chances are pretty slim that they'll get it then.
Exactly.
Well, now, there's another place in the garden I want to go with you, a beautiful tree that isn't resistant but still looks great. I suspect it's because of y'all's care, but let's walk over there and take a look at that. So now we are standing in front of a tree that they think is over 100 years old. It's a fruiting plum tree, and you guys have been actually taking care of it for over a decade now.
Yes.
What is it that you do? Because this is not a resistant of any kind, is it?
No, it is a pretty old-fashioned cultivar.
Yeah.
So what we've been doing to it is we have done some fungicide treatments to it to suppress the brown blossom blight and the various shot hole blights that affect the leaves.
Because that shot hole virus gets a lot of trees in this family, doesn't it?
Well, there's actually 3 different kinds of shot hole blights. There's the fungal, the bacterial, and the viral. So the fungal and the bacterial we can do something about, but the viral, we're kind of stuck with that.
So as a homeowner, how do you know? Do you walk out to the garden and just look at it and see?
Well, first you do want to get a positive diagnosis.
Sure.
So with the foliar diseases, those do typically return year after year. And
so pay attention throughout the year. Okay, that makes sense.
And for this tree, we actually did get it diagnosed. So we did get a positive sample of brown blossom blight on this one.
So you don't just randomly guess at it. You actually have proof of what you're getting.
Yes.
Okay.
But typically we do rely on our top 20 list.
Sure.
So the top 20 diseases, as long as you kind of know those ones, you can diagnose, I'm going to say, 90% of your
Nice.
plant problems.
Well, you know, Colliers has been in the Portland area for a really long time. And if you think, I think there's something wrong with the tree, I'm just not so sure what it is, you can go to gardentime.tv. We will click you over to their website, have them come out. They know what they're doing clearly by the example of this beauty. They'll take care of the problems in your yard. It is always a pleasure, my friend.
Yep.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, William.